friends. I didn't know what I was going to name this video, but I do know I wanted it to be short because it's a pain in the ass to film it here on my cell phone and then get it uploaded from my phone. It takes forever. So I want to try to be as quick as possible, but I don't want this to be labeled as a short either, which I believe a minimum of 4 minutes, I think, is what it is for a short. Okay, so I have been on a compounder Tirzepatide for a little over 3 weeks now. I took my third shot this past Tuesday. Today is Friday. And the only thing that I've really noticed so far is my lack of appetite. That's been the biggest notice. I haven't had any nausea. I inject the medication in my stomach. So far it's only been my stomach. I just watched a video that said that you should be, there's things that you shouldn't eat or take, I guess. I guess that I'm going to just tell you about that later on because I don't want to go into too much detail. I just want to put this out there for something, not necessarily any views or likes or anything like that, but for something that I can look back on to see, I guess, progress. So my journey technically started, I guess, when I just wanted to lose weight in the first place. I am an Army veteran, combat veteran, there's a difference. Back whenever I was 49, I said to myself, I'm going to be 50 in a few months. I got to get my together. I need to lose some weight. I need to do this. I need to do that. From that milestone that I'm going to turn 50. Well, I'm now 59, and I didn't do any of that crap. And it's ridiculous. It really is. 10 years. For that whole time, I've been trying to watch what I eat, trying to do some type of exercise, and then eventually going into menopause. All of those things just work against you. I mean, there's other factors, of course. There could be many, but I'm not going to name them all. And so eventually a great invention came along, and I hate the fact that I have to resort to it, but it looks like it's going to be the only thing that's going to help me. I really hate that. And I will have to admit that to the people that out there that I see that are working so hard to improve themselves in some way, shape, or form. I know that it's probably a good thing to have a little bit of a different scenery. I got some good mountains in the back there. Anyway, yeah, I am now 59. I'm going to be 60, if you can believe it. I'll be 60. Yes, I'm a Gen Xer. I'll be 60 in about 4 or 5 months, something like that. And I don't have a lot of life left to live, but I want to live it to the fullest. And, better late than never, I guess. I'm dressed like this because there's a rock festival in my town this weekend. Just a little caveat. Anyway, so I got the compounded Tirzepatide because I've been having problems with the VA approving me for the actual Zepbound. And because I'm also a military spouse, I also have that option to go to a local civilian doctor and use my TRICARE. I did try that. Unfortunately, that didn't work either. So this is what happened. When I tried to use it through TRICARE, I called TRICARE first to make sure it was covered and all that. And not all TRICARE plans cover it. So to make sure that ours did, at least, and it did. But you have to have a pre-authorization from your doctor, meaning there's like this little questionnaire that the doctor goes through that tells the people that approve you or not whether you can be approved technically. Well, the first time it was filled out, I don't think my current doctor at that time, which was really a nurse practitioner, knew everything about me. She only knew about whatever records was there. She didn't know anything about the VA or anything. But it still didn't matter. By the time I got everything else explained, I got denied a second time. The first time they told me that I was denied was because I hadn't tried one of the 4 other cheaper medications that they suggested. What are those 4 other ones? Well, they're all amphetamine based, and that wasn't going to happen. I didn't want to take anything that might have been habit forming or anything that would race my heart. I wanted to take something that was based on a peptide and not, something amphetamine like. So I told them to send it in again, tell them everything that I've been through. I was through this program that the VA gives you an opportunity to go through. It's called the MOVE program. I've been through that twice. I also tried a medication called Contrave, and that stuff made me feel like I was going to die. I have high cholesterol and high blood pressure, but apparently those two, combined with the other things I just mentioned, wasn't good enough. Well, I had a talk with a VA pharmacist this past week, and lo and behold, long story short, the fact that I have fatty liver also was that magical 3 or more conditions that will get you approved for the VA to pay for your Zepbound. So I had to wait. And magically, yesterday afternoon, my Zepbound came. I was so happy. And my husband's like, well, maybe I can get it. And we had written a letter to his doctor previously. And when he got his answer back, for some reason they told him that he had to have a cardiovascular problem. Nobody told me that at the VA. Is it because I'm a female, he's a male? I was told that I had to have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, osteoarthritis, fatty liver, and I think something else. But we wrote back after we saw that response and put everything else in there to see if something will work for him. He's not really overweight, but he does have, he has a dad bod, basically. He has a little pouch. And normally it's a given if you've got a protruding belly, you're 9 times out of 10 you've got a fatty liver. So I don't want to take the Zepbound right away because of the fact that I just took my Tirzepatide, my compounded Tirzepatide, this past Tuesday. So this coming Tuesday will be my first dose of actual Zepbound. The compounded one is mixed with vitamin B12, so this will be just Zepbound by itself. I got my compounded Tirzepatide through a place called Alt RX, and the only reason I went there is because I had a friend who had also got her Tirzepatide, compounded Tirzepatide, what a word, through that company, and they had been on it for a year, so I trusted that company. I just watched a video of a woman this morning who had been on a compounded Tirzepatide. She got hers through, I think, something called Mochi, something like that. I wouldn't be too afraid of the compounded ones Only because the compounded ones were okay through the FDA during the shortage. They don't want them to be okay now because more people are going towards buying those than trying to get an approval through your insurance otherwise to pay for the more expensive one. You know how pharma is, big pharma. Anyway, I don't know what to expect, I'll tell you. But I think it was probably supposed to happen that way to get my body ready for the Zepbound. Who knows? In the same instance, because I'm a female and I'm well past the time frame that my last menstruation happened and I'm in menopause, I also went to a doctor yesterday, and when I was on the scale, that scale weighed me 2 pounds less than when I last weighed myself like the day before, which was kind of weird. I don't know. But anyway, I asked them to give me hormone replacement therapy. So I have a patch on, estradiol, I think it is. I have a patch. It's a little tiny thing. I used to have, double check for it. I didn't know whether it fell off. And they also gave me a progesterone pill, and they told me that it would help me sleep, eventually help me sleep at night, because I would need to take it at night. So we're going to see. I don't know when the next video will be to give you any updates on what's going on, but if you tune in, I'll tell you everything you want to know. So I'm out, and I hope y'all can provide some of your experiences, and we all can go through this kind of thing together. Peace.